I hope that you brought your senses of humor, and I hope you left your pride in Little Rock. And what happens at Solgolhachia and what is said at Solgolhachia stays in Solgolhachia, right? Do we agree on that? Okay. For me to do this accurately, I need an assistant. Okay. I'm sorry? Can I get some thank you note music? Okay. We're off to a great start. Thank you, Joy Ort, for comforting all of us with the realization that we're not as late as we thought we were. I had to start with you. Thank you, Dale Carter, for showing us that it's possible to have an amazing and wonderful time and no one ever suspected. He laughed. I was glad to see that. Thank you, Chris Ellis, for balancing out the introversion of the rest of the 2BC staff and half of North America. That's not the last Chris one, by the way. Thank you, anonymous lone clapper in the back of the sanctuary, for turning sacred silence into a really awkward moment. Who is that, by the way? Who does that? They're not here? You okay over there? Thank you, Greg Hale, for showing us that it's possible for Duck Dynasty characters to win at life. I started not to pick on people who weren't here. Hey, put that camera away back there. This is not to go out. I started not to pick on people who weren't here, but they're not here. And so I had to. Thank you, Shoemaker Sisters, for providing evidence that emotionally unstable people can still cultivate lifelong sibling relationships. I thought all of you would be here. Just the best. Thank you, Shoemaker Sisters, for ensuring that we all miss the after-worship lunch rush by arriving after everyone else has already been through. Thank you, Suzanne Kane, for introducing us all to the rare but powerful spiritual gift of the glare. When the anonymous lone clapper claps in the back of the sanctuary, I don't know who that is, in large part because I'm focused on Suzanne. And y'all, her face, it's incredible. Look, just watch Suzanne. When something happens in worship that's not supposed to happen, watch Suzanne. It's the best thing. It's better than what happens. Thank you, Welch's Grape Juice, for reminding us of how truly disappointing it can be to be Baptist. I'm sensing a communion method change in the room tonight. Thank you, baptism of someone who never learned to swim, for reminding us of how delightful it can be to be Baptist. That was good, y'all. I don't know. Maybe it's more fun when you're in the baptistry. All right, let me mark that one off. Thank you, Casey Eller, for revealing that one of the ways we can honor the older generation is to marry one of them. All right, I'm keeping that one.
You redeemed yourself.
Thank you, Felix Stacy, who, along with James Thomason, was one of the 11 courageous and brave charter members of 2BC when it was founded in 1884. Did y'all know that Felix and James are the same age? James loves for everyone to know that, and Felix hates it. So, I'm about halfway through. Everybody good? Okay. Thank you, Wednesday night prayer request time, for being a religiously sanctioned time for gossip and HIPAA violations. Thank you, Jim Malik, for prompting people to say, maybe Preston doesn't talk that slow after all. Nobody's safe tonight, y'all. Nobody's safe. Thank you, Ken Stogsdale, for giving hope to all the normal guys who want to marry a Barbie. Where is he? Thank you, Greg Hale, for giving hope to all the normal guys who want to marry a Barbie. Thank you, Nico, the 2BC security guard, for welcoming us to church by sounding your siren at us. We love it so much. It's better than church bells. Does he ever do that to y'all? Yes. That's the way he says hey to me every Sunday.
And the blue lights.
And the blue, yeah. Thank you, Hewlett Glower, for calling our attention to the fact that speed limits only apply to motorized vehicles, not motorized scooters. One day, Jonathan Sheets called me and he said, I just saw Hewlett downtown and I think he had a tailwind behind him because he was going 40 miles an hour. Let's see. Thank you, exterior paint color of 2BC's building, for reinforcing our gratitude for the life on the inside. Have y'all noticed the color of our church? We got to fix that at some point. Did somebody just boo? I worked hard on these. Thank you, Janice Cheatham, for blazing the trail and being the first person in the history of the Western Church to nominate themselves for the position of trustee. I still don't have words for that. Thank you, Andy Black, for making Chris Ellis responsible for one less thing on the planet. They're getting shorter, y'all. The energy's waning. Okay. I need some encouragement. This is getting, okay. Thank you. Let's see, where's your next one on here? Okay. Thank you, Liz Ellis, well, for everything. You're a saint, and we all admire your patience and long-suffering.
Did you see she drew the short straw and had all the children at her table something tonight?
I'm not surprised.
Oh, just Liz all by herself.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Thank you, Randall Eller, for causing people to have less clarity at the end of the announcements in worship than at the beginning. The last time Randall did the announcements, I was doing a baptism in the back, and I thought, this guy, what were you saying that day?
Please.
Fleas. Yes.
Look how many people came.
Okay. Thank you, Missing Letters on the sign by the playground, for helping us warmly welcome everyone to Sekunbahur. Do we have an update on that, Herb?
Yeah,
They're coming, all right. Thank you, 2BC worship service participants, for preceding your testimony, prayer, or reading with the phrase, "When Preston and Suzanne asked me to whatever today." Otherwise, no one would know who asked you. People might think you were a rogue worship participant who was up there due to your own fancy, or you just heard the Spirit move in the moment and decided it was time to testify. So please do that every time you speak in worship. Don't do that anymore. Everybody knows. Thank you, pastoral portraits hanging in the hallway off the west lobby, for putting in perspective for us all just how progressive of a church we really are. If y'all haven't walked down that hallway lately. Thank you, Casey Eller, for expanding our vocabulary with words like hangry and slangry. And can y'all guess what Randall did next? It's one word the way she says it. It's just one word. All right, 3 more, but they're good, okay? All right. Thank you, Suzanne Kane, for modeling the art of leadership by example. I mean, you don't ask us to lift our spirits to the heavens every Sunday without first lifting your heels 6 inches off the ground. The glare, the gift of the glare. You don't even have heels on tonight. Thank you, Ed Robertson, for honoring all of our personal space Sunday after Sunday. Finally, last one. Thank you, large shrubs around the church, for hiding all sorts of criminal evidence and covering a multitude of sins. You are grace in floral form. And that's thank you notes on a Friday night, everybody.